This is Ukpo Oka, also known as corn pudding. Best eaten on a rainy day like today that I'm editing this. Like this is a perfect Ukpo Oka. Let me show you how to make it. First, you will get the corn seeds out of the cob, like so. I wasn't able to record that part, so but you can see the seeds falling into the bowl. You can watch some of my old Ukpo Oka videos here on the channel to see how it is done. Here is the corn kernels. You do not need to rinse the corn except you have mistakenly put sand or dirt in it. You do not need to rinse it. This Ukpo Oka batch I'm making is much today. So this is actually about half bag of corn. So I'm using a bigger food processor to make it. So I'm just putting the corn into the food processor. Your corn does not have to be too smooth. We are looking for a rough blend, just like this. You might add water, you may not. I usually prefer to add water when I am mixing it. So, but if you want to add water, please just add bits by bits. Don't add too much. And also, if you don't have a food processor, you can do this in a mortar. You can just pound it or grind with a grinding stone. So continue to process your corn till you finish the batch. This batch I'm actually making about 40 to 45 wraps of Ukpo Oka. So just continue blending or processing. Like I mentioned before, you can use a blender if you want. You just need to pulse it. When you're using a blender, you have to use a little bit of water. Okay, you can pound it. You can use a grinding stone. So anything at all. But what you are looking for is rough blend. But people still eat the smooth one, but the rough blend is better. At this point, you want to add pepper to your taste. You want to add onions. You want to add crayfish. These are the things that make your corn pudding tasty.
Don't you? They cry.
Yeah, and I always make sure that whenever I'm cooking, I'm very wary of sand. Yeah, especially when you are making puddings like this, you don't want people eating and chewing sand. So your crayfish must be thoroughly cleaned, all your ingredients cleaned.
No, lights of shooting lights. Those ones were Facebook sent me for.
With everything clean, you blend these ones again or process them. If you're using a mortar or a grinding stone, the same thing, grind it. You can do a rough blend, you can do a smooth one, it's fine. Okay, so you pour this mix into the pot of corn and it's time to start mixing. Now this is optional, it's because I have it, that's why I used it. So I'm adding a little bit of meat stock. I had excess meat stock and I just thought to add a little bit of meat stock. Of course, it's going to raise the taste of this corn pudding. If you don't have it, it's fine. Salt is very essential, so you have to add salt to taste. And then we'll add the palm oil. Corn pudding loves palm oil. It actually gives it a very beautiful color. If you're using yellow corn, you might not need so much palm oil, but if you're using white corn, you add a bit more. All right, so you need to season to taste as well. You add water bit by bit to the consistency you want and begin to mix. So you begin to add water till the way you want it. To garnish your ukpo, you have to use crayfish, lots of crayfish. So we're gonna add salt to the crayfish, add some water, rinse it out, and you soak it again in salt to make sure it's clean. Once it's clean, you begin to add to your ukpo as you are rolling it in the leaves. So in wrapping the leaves, you can use either 2 leaves or 1, depending on the quantity you want to put inside the leaf. So this is an order, and the person requested that the ukpo should be big. Yeah, so the corn pudding should be big, so we have to use 2 leaves, wrap it, create enough space, add the corn pudding by scooping it in with a spoon, add the crayfish. Yeah, the crayfish is very essential because that's how you know, that's just the way corn pudding traditionally is. You have to put the crayfish. So for this particular order, we worked at night because we needed to get it very early in the morning. So this was actually midnight, um, making this corn pudding. We had so many other things to do, so we had to just get this out of the way. Begin to add the corn pudding into a pot. It has to be properly arranged. Cover them with some leaves.
You see this smell, say fine now. Have you know here this smell? Show me here.
Then you cover the pot for the corn pudding to cook. It cooks between 30 to 40 minutes. Once you begin to perceive the aroma of the leaves and you see that it's changing color, it's a good time to check on it. This is 30 to 40 minutes. And yes, our corn pudding came out just right. Perfectly right, very tasty as well. Now, if you want to see how to make a small batch of corn pudding, it's also, I'll put the link to the video here so you can watch it. But this out really nice, like really nice. So thank you for watching. Try your own corn pudding and let me know what you think. Ukpo Oka. Please subscribe and turn on notification.